YouTube, a little late night chat and chill, as I believe Clint calls it, chat and chill. Um, anyway, uh, as far as how the interview today went, the last thing she said to me after I answered some questions, as you often do in an interview, is let me check your application, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to hire you. So, or her exact words are, I'm probably going to hire you. And I have found that when they say that, they usually mean it because they don't like to give you false hope. So, while it wasn't the job I thought I was interviewing for, I will take the job because it will mean a fairly significant pay raise with probably a goodly amount of hours. And that, if, so that will mean several $100s more a month in bill paying power and uh, prepping money. And for that, I will be eternally grateful to Providence. Uh, and so the both interviews went swimmingly, and I will probably be offered both jobs within the next 48 hours. And that will be good. I'm looking forward to a change of venue, as they say. Um, I don't know if you saw my video response to 39 Campers giveaway, in which he asked for what is something you bought that you regret buying. Well, I kind of have to retract what I had on it, which was the Fisher Space Pen. After I made the video, somebody contacted me. They happened to know me out in real life, and I didn't even know they watched my YouTube videos. But anyway, they said, did you know Fisher Space Pens have a lifetime warranty for repair or replacement? And I said, no, I didn't. And I called them. And they said, yeah, send it back. We'll take a look at it. If we can't repair it, we'll replace it. So, today in the mail, I got back the pen, got a replacement pen. And because I had to pay to have it sent to them, they also included a refill, gratis, free, and some O-rings. So, real quick, anybody know any other pens that these refills will fit other than Fisher Space Pens? I've heard that they will go in other pens. I just don't know of any model pen that'll take them. If you know, please put it down in the comment section. I really appreciate it. So, I don't know if this will knock me out of the giveaway, 39 Camper, but it got replaced. So, regrets are over. And absolutely free replacement. Yes, I had to pay to send it to them, but they sent me back more than I sent them. So that will go back in my M2, my Expedition M2. Let's see. That and that. You need to. If something breaks, call the manufacturer and ask them about their warranty. I should have done that in the first place. I would have been delightfully surprised, like I was with my Sub-Zero water bottle. Look that video up. Thumbs up to Fisher Space Pen. Let's see. I don't know if you saw the video, but Country Prepper had some knives for sale, and I just happened to be able to buy one of the knives, the Rat 5, actually. That's a knife that I've been wanting to try for a very long time. But there basically why I finally decided to pull the trigger on it, as I say, is that, one, I really like Jeremiah. I'd like to go to an Iowa camp out where he was at, and I don't think he can drink beer, but share a bottle of core water with him, perhaps. But anyway, he said he'd he'd make a Kydex sheath for it at a discounted price, and so we've been talking about the options on the sheath. So ferro rod loop. Yeah, I can have one of those. At no additional, well, that's a base sheath with a dangler with snaps, and then a tinder tin. And then I got to thinking, how many of the 10Cs can we get on this? Well, cover's unlikely, and container's unlikely, and cloth bandana really wouldn't go, but I'd have those three things someplace else on my person, because I never go out there without all 10Cs. But it would be nice to have as many of the 10Cs in one place, as if only as backups to the 10Cs, just on a knife sheath. So I asked him about whether I could still wrap it with cordage. I'm thinking maybe about 20 feet of paracord, if possible, maybe some Kevlar sewing thread, which can also be used as fishing line, probably taping a sail needle to the back of the sheath, and probably somehow affixing a small flashlight to it, maybe connected via the wrapped cordage, and also wrap some Gorilla Tape around a section of tubing of some sort, a pen body, or wrap some Gorilla Tape, and then just spread some cordage through that with some way of a knot or something to keep it on, and perhaps even super glue the knot so it doesn't come undone and you lose your Gorilla Tape. And then some way of fixing a compass. I believe in the wrapping of the paracord I could put a Wazoo Survival Gear clamshell on it, and that's a decent enough compass for. Or I could magnetize the sail needle and then get a twofer with that. And as I said, affix a flashlight to it somewhere. And I believe that gets 7 of the 10, because cotton bandana not really doable on a knife sheath, container not really doable, and cover not really doable on a knife sheath. But the other 7 of the C's could all be on the knife sheath. Please put down in the comment section what you think about that. Having as much of a survival kit just on your knife sheath as you can get without making it a blibbit on your hip. I've asked Jeremiah, but I'd also like your opinion. Let's see. Lastly, I'd kind of like to talk about this TV show. Now, I don't know if this TV show is currently on. I was perusing Amazon Prime Video on my day off, and I noticed this show called Dude, You're Screwed. And I thought, I wonder what this is. So I clicked on it, and it's a take on a survival show. It's a different kind of take. It's there's 5 men. 4 of them are military-trained survival experts, and one of them is Matt Graham, a primitive survival skills instructor and extreme athlete. One is a former Navy SEAL. One is a former Army Scout. One is a serving Green Beret. And one is an instructor of the Royal Air Force in SEER training, and also teaches civilians survival skills, and is mostly known for teaching the mental aspects of survival. And without any spoilers, I will try very diligently not to have any spoilers, but this is the premise of the show. One of the 5 will be kidnapped by the other 4, handcuffed and blindfolded and taken to an undisclosed location. They will not know where they are going. They will not know what they will be facing. They try to put on their person as much survival gear as they can put in their pockets, and they try to hide some of it because when they arrive at the location they will be bodily searched, and whatever they can find on you, they will take as far as survival gear. So the men have all gotten quite ingenious about how they hide survival gear, and we'll leave it at that. Some of them are, wow, really? Moments when you see where they hid things, and there's even a couple of OMG moments when you see where they hid things. But that's as far as I'll go with that. But that's kind of entertaining. And they have 100 hours to get themselves back to civilization in some way. And usually 3 of the 4 compass points offer some amount of civilization that would constitute self-rescue at varying distances. And usually all the distances are within the ability of reaching within 100 hours. And whether they all make it or none make it, I'll leave that up to you to find out, but I binge watched the entire first season yesterday, and so it was that good that I kept clicking next one, and then when I was done, it was like the time it is now, about 1 o'clock in the morning, and it was I better go to bed. I've got an early morning tomorrow, and I've been running all day, so this video won't be much longer. But anyway, I highly recommend that show. You will learn things about survival you might not have known. You might get some stuff reinforced, and it's just entertaining. They do some sort of wacky stuff, and they've got, different ways of looking at survival a bit, and that's I like that aspect of any show. They look at it as a game. You have to win, you have to get to civilization within the time, but they also, because they take health and safety in mind, they have one criteria that can cause a disqualification, and then they will rescue you, and that's if your core body temperature either gets too low or gets too high, and I believe the too low is 96.6. If your core body temperature gets to 96.6, that's the very beginning of hypothermia, and before you get to the point where you'll be unconscious, that they've set a safety margin above that, so that you are rescuable. And then in hot temperatures, I believe it's 103.5, which is about 1 degree cooler than when your brain will shut off because your brain is too hot. You are cooking your brains, and they do it where they can get to you before you croak, and you're disqualified. Because as Cody Lundin said in 98.6, The Art of Keeping Your Ass Alive, that is the title of the book. I make no apologies for my language. That's the key to survival, is maintaining your core body temperature. And if you can't do it, you're not surviving, and therefore you're disqualified. That makes perfect sense. So I really enjoyed the program and give it a high recommendation. And once again, I have to say I get nothing from the show, the producers, or anything. It was just a show I enjoyed, so I'm sharing it. If you have a Amazon Prime membership, you can watch it as part of your Prime membership, and I think it's really worth the watch. Probably on my next day off, I'll binge watch the second season. I accidentally watched part of the first show of the second season when my device had some kind of mix-up, but I only watched that much of it before I looked up and saw season 2, episode 1. And wait a minute, I was watching season 1, episode 7, so I backed up and like that. But well worth the time to. I mean, you don't have to watch it all back to back like I did, but you might be tempted to because it is good. Well, anyway, that'll cover. I think that covered everything. Oh, one last thing. Wazoo Survival Guild, and no, I don't get anything for telling you about this. I just like the company, so I like the company and the equipment they sell, and so when they have some announcement or whatever, I'm going to share it. They have a new product, and it's a tracking bandana, and it's quite nice, and you might want to go to their website and check it out. I'm going to call them and ask if they're ever going to offer it in high visibility orange, and then I will probably snatch one up. Also, Wazoo, if you're listening, if you watch this video, the cash cap, any chance we can get it in ripstop, khaki or coyote brown, in the Tacticool, as you call it, the Blackticool, but take the same cap that's the Blackticool and make it in a light color that's photo reflective, so in a hot environment, doesn't cook your brains. Maybe put a little mesh in the sides, or big vented screened grommets to let some air in, perhaps, maybe. Just a thought. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. God bless, happy trails, and watch your time.